Welcome to this brief demonstration of onboarding Sage Network onto Sage 200. This training is aimed at Sage 200 business partners. I've provided links to the documentation which supports this process in the description down below. Before we get started, it may be useful to know what Sage Network and Sage Connect are. Currently, after a business has delivered the product or service, they provide a printed or emailed invoice to the customer. If the invoice gets lost, the customer would have to call to request a copy invoice, which might delay payment. With Sage Connect, which runs on the Sage Network, the customer doesn't have to call. Instead, they have 24/7 access to track what is being paid, is due and overdue, reducing the risk of late payment. In addition, they can click the link on the invite to get instant access to the portal and download the document themselves, saving time and helping business flow. I have broken the setup process into 3 stages: install the add-on, set up the desktop client, and log in to Sage Connect for the first time. I will also advise how to check the sync status, disconnect a set of company data, and point you towards the troubleshooting guides. To check the correct license has been applied to the customer's serial number, open Sage 200 System Admin and click License. Provided Sage Network is listed as enabled, then you can continue with the integration. If not, contact the Partner Account Manager to have the Sage Network added to the customer's license and refresh the license screen. Before you can install the add-on in Sage 200 System Administration, you will need to download and unzip the Sage Network Integration SDBX file to a convenient location on the machine with Sage 200 System Administration installed. To install the add-on, click on Add-ons. Right-click the right-hand pane and click Add New Add-on. Choose the simple mode and then click Next. Click on Browse and navigate to the Sage Network Integration SDBX file that you unzipped earlier. Select it and click Next. Tick the box to say that you trust the certificate authority, that you wish to proceed with the installation, and then click Next. Once the installation is complete, click Finish. Let's check the install features appear in the list of features in Sage 200 System Admin. Click Features and expand Sage Network. There should be Sage Network Setup and Sage Network Sync results in this section. Next, I'm going to guide you through the process of authorizing the newly installed features. Ensure the Sage 200 Services user has company access to the companies which will use the Sage Network. Once selected, click OK. Now that we have granted access at a company level, let's give roles access to the Sage Network. After authorizing the new features, we need to reset IIS. Open the command prompt as an administrator and run the command IIS reset twice. This completes the installation of the Sage Network Integration file into Sage 200 System Admin. Next, we need to do a little bit of configuration in the Sage 200 desktop client. Open the Sage 200 client. In Accounting System Manager, expand Sage Network and click on Sage Network Setup. The next page provides a useful link to learn more about Sage Network. It also mentions the user will log into the Sage Network, Sage Connect, and other apps connected to Sage Network using their Sage account. There is a link to find out more about how Sage Network behaves with other document management solutions. It is possible to sync the PDF documents produced by a third-party document management program up to the Sage Network to allow customers easy access. Finally, there is a useful link if you wanted to find out more about using Sage 200 with Sage Network. By clicking Next, you confirm that you have authority to accept the data protection addendum on behalf of the customer. Log in using the customer's Sage account details. Verify the details if two-factor authentication is in place on the account and click Continue. You will be presented with the company name and click Continue. Decide how frequently you want to sync the data with Sage Network, whether to include PDF documents in the sync data. By PDF documents, we mean any invoices or credit notes which have been printed or emailed to the customer and then financial transactions posted to the customer's account within Sage 200. Once satisfied with the settings, click Finish. Reopen the Sage 200 desktop client program. The reason you reopen the program is to ensure Sage Connect is added to the Tools menu whilst the program is reopening. Next, we are going to log in to Sage Connect for the first time. Click on the Tools menu and select Sage Connect. Log in using the customer's Sage account details. Confirm the company name, add a company logo if desired, and click Continue. Add the primary contact name, accounting email address, I would recommend using a shared inbox, and contact telephone details. Once satisfied with all the details, click Save and Continue. After the user has added a company to Sage Connect, they can grant access to other users. If a user maintains multiple companies in Sage 200 and adds a second company to Sage Connect, they will need to grant access to other users again for the second company. The list of users who can access each company on Sage Connect is maintained separately on a company-by-company basis. Most users would benefit from automatic syncing, but for those who prefer to manually sync their data, open Accounting System Manager, expand Sage Network, and click Sage Network Setup. Click Sync Data Now to update any recent changes since the last sync and click OK. You can close the Sage Network Setup screen as the sync will continue running in the background. If you wanted to completely refresh the data held on Sage Network, tick the Full Sync box and then click Sync Data Now. Please note, this will replace all the data held on Sage Network for this company and may take some time depending on the size of the data and the speed of their connection. If you need to check whether the data is syncing from Sage 200 onto Sage Network, click Sage Network Sync Results. On the next screen, you can filter the displayed sync results using status and date ranges. There is a convenient button for accessing the sync settings on the Sage Network Setup screen if needs be. To disconnect from the Sage Network, open Sage Network Setup. The Disconnect button can be used to stop a set of company data being accessible on Sage Network. The data isn't removed from Sage Network until 6 months have elapsed, just in case you needed to reconnect. Check out the help files if the customer requires the data to be removed immediately. Check out the troubleshooting guide available in the help files for advice if Sage 200 company data has been restored, the connection has expired, timed out, or appears as aborted. That concludes this brief demonstration. Thanks for your attention, and don't forget to look in the description for links to the additional resources.